Hello everyone. I wanted to give you an update. I just came from my OBGYN. I had an appointment to get all the tests done and a bunch of tests that the clinic wants to get done. So that's squared away. My doctor is so cool. And of course, first we talked a little bit about like the world right now and the situation and politics a little bit. But he's just so cool because he never, there's the red light. He never fear-mongered ever, even with me giving birth to twins at 47 and being pregnant. He was never like this, oh my goodness, high risk, high risk, high risk. He was always cool, and he always didn't doubt my, maybe not doubt my intelligence, but like literally, he's like, I know you're sensible. You're not doing dumb stuff. So even with all my decisions, you know, he knows I make informed decisions. And even now, I'm about to turn 50 next month. And so he's totally cool. He's like, yeah, if you wish to have another child, that is so up to you. He's not making, he's not trying to tell me like, that's pretty risky. He's like, whatever can be done medically, it's your decision. And obviously he did an ultrasound, so definitely no ovulation in sight right now. So yeah, I'd say he's like, my ovaries and my uterus are pretty much at rest. Which also means it was harder for him to actually see everything. He had to kind of poke in there a little bit because they do shrink. Like everything shrinks a bit. So no trilaminar because there's obviously not any ovulation coming up. But no cysts, so that's very good. No cysts, no nothing, everything's good. He also, how do you say that? He checked my breasts, everything's good. He thinks my body is in good shape, and there shouldn't be a reason why this shouldn't work out. Now, of course, that is all up, we can do whatever we do and try whatever we try, but it's ultimately up to a bunch of very minor details that are very important. But I'm so glad to know that there are no cysts or anything. Sometimes I had this pull, but I was always trying to be aware. I have such an awareness of my body. I'm trying to go onto the Autobahn here. But no unlimited speed here at this stretch. It's a lot of people think that on the Autobahn you can like everywhere just speed. Not true. So here you can go 100 kilometers per hour, which is, I don't know, it's maybe like 65 or 60, 65, something like that maybe. And here actually 80 kilometers per hour. So those of you who are not on the metric system, I don't know what that is really. But I have another appointment with my midwife later. She's gonna draw some blood. So partially my health insurance actually covers a few things because they are standard care for women my age. So like the pap smear and like all the stuff with the swabs, some of the swabs, and there were a bunch. I think we had like 4 different. So the clinic wants like the pap smear and also the human papilloma. Those are 2 different things. They also want chlamydia swab and bacteriology and mycology. So we did all of those. He was like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to poke you a bit. I have to take several swabs and not get messed up. So okay, do this, and put everything in the right bag to send to the lab, because he was like, okay, that's a lot of different stuff. I just read him off my list all the things that the clinic wants, and so he did everything he could do. However, my midwife, she's actually gonna draw blood, and she's gonna send into the lab those things that need to be checked by blood. Because, number one, I love her and I'd love to talk to her, and maybe she has some tips of, like getting ready for pregnancy and stuff. And I'm gonna have to pay for it anyway, so it doesn't matter whether my OBGYN draws blood and sends it into the lab or my midwife does it. I'm not shifting forward. So my midwife is gonna do that. I just love her. Now, all of you who have, I don't know, if anyone who's watching this has had a home birth or even at a birthing center, I think you know. I don't know if it's the same where you are, but here, when you have this relationship to your midwife, and she's with you your entire pregnancy, and then you also have your midwife. This is how it is in Germany. It's standard care that at least the first month, but actually the first 2 months postpartum, your midwife actually visits you and the baby. So in the beginning it's daily, and then it kind of tapers, it fades out as much as you need her. She helps you with breastfeeding, any issues, and also she's good for your soul, really. It's a lot of psychological stuff too. I feel like just talking to a midwife every time she came after birth, after I gave birth, it was just felt so good for someone to come to me for about an hour to listen to me, how I'm doing, and all the details about how the baby slept or didn't most of the time. And I could just ask her questions all the time, and it's just like it's such a relationship, and she has become such a friend because, of course, I'm unusual. This was the only ever twin home birth she has attended or helped with, because no one does it here in Germany. She has attended a bunch of twin births when she worked at a hospital, but ever since she runs the birthing center, they don't do twin births there because people don't do it. It's not like it's not permitted by law, but it's like the state health insurance, they say that that's a knockout criteria. If you are pregnant with twins, you're not supposed to have a home birth. We still did it, and the reason how we could do it was that the official story was that there's such a thing here in Germany that the midwife can come and assist you when you are in labor, like early labor. So we just kind of framed it in a way that it's, is she gonna come out here? I was in labor, I was in early labor, and then suddenly transition happened, and like there was no time to drive to the hospital, which was only 10 minutes away, but suddenly I had to push. And so they paid everything with no problems, and of course we didn't have any problems. So, but there's this very special relationship between my midwife and me, and like we have this mutual respect for each other. I love what she does. Like probably in another life, if I had another life, I would be a midwife. I would love that, I think. I know it's crazy. They don't get paid. I don't know how it is in the States, but like in Germany, they get paid way too little, and they have such a responsibility, and I think it's such an important job because they do the prenatal care and the postpartum care and, assisting birth. It's such an important job. It's one of the most important things, really. Birthing a child is such a huge thing. And I think men can never truly understand what it's like as a woman to, try to get pregnant and then you conceive and like everything that you go through physically and mentally. It's just so intense. And for a man, it's more watching from the outside. But as a woman, oh, we're gonna go in a tunnel now. It's gonna be dark. As a woman, oh, it's not dark because there's light. As a woman, like every little twitch and pull and nudge, you interpret everything. You feel it all. Every second of the day, you feel everything. When you're pregnant, when you give birth, and afterwards you breastfeed. It's just so different as a woman, and no one will understand. Being pregnant is like epic. Being pregnant is this life-altering experience, and being pregnant and then giving birth and then having your child. Once the child is there, it's also life-changing for the man. But it is much more so for the woman, I think, especially when you have small children, because when you breastfeed, you're so physically connected to that baby. And so, yeah, I'm really happy now. And I'm looking forward to talking to midwife. I'm going to continue the video then, and I'll tell you what we talked about. But I'm happy so far. I am on my walk now. I have just come from my midwife and going with a dog right now. But I wanted to give you an update. So she took a bunch of blood, so we're going to do all the tests, and just really felt good talking to her. Is this focused? We are also, the clinic didn't ask for it, but I find it strange that they didn't ask for thyroid, like all the thyroid tests. I think that's very important. It's very relevant. So how is the thyroid doing? For pregnancy, that's very important. So we added that, and I'm just gonna pay for it out of pocket. And then a bunch of other like chlamydia and HIV, which of course are all gonna come back negative. But it's what the clinic requires. And I just checked again that they have 2 locations. And I just realized, and I'm not 100% sure what I told him, they have one in Krakow and one in Stettin. So I'm thinking, I think I told them Krakow, but I just looked on the map, and Stettin is much better. It's a couple hours closer, so it's only 8 hours versus 10 hours drive. Plus, there's a friend who's like halfway, between Berlin and where I live, and I could visit them. And that would be kind of nice. So I hope you can hear me because the wind is kind of... So that is something I'm thinking, and I asked now, because the thing is that the embryos I picked, or they picked for me, or that I picked from, they probably are at one specific location and they can't move them. So that might even change the picture again. So whatever happens, happens. I'm gonna wait for their answer. I wrote them an update, and we're gonna go to the notary's office on the 22nd of May. And after that, we should have everything squared away, and we should be able to start immediately planning the transfer. So that's my update for today, and I will see you in the next update. You're blessed. Bye.